Good morning. It's actually Thursday afternoon. It's raining and pretty cool here where I live. Looking out at the news, you wouldn't be able to see that. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at Caulfield shortly because the Sydney track or the Saturday Metro track, which I believe is at Gosford, is already quite wet. It could get worse even though fine weather is expected for Saturday. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going over to the TAB, would you believe? And an event took place in the 1980s, which was very, very weird. And the result of it is something quite simple. I just want to explain it to you because governments of all stripes are taking this money away from the humble punter. Okay, so for example, we've got this horse here, a number 7 Celtics in. One fixed odds was $5, tote $6.20, quite good. The place was fixed odds $1.40 and the tote was $1.10. Now, the interesting thing is when they calculate the dividends for the place, or for the win as well, okie doke. So they calculate the odds for the win, which could be anywhere from $6.20 through to $6.29. And by law, this is what they've put into place. It goes down to the nearest 10 cents. So if that dividend was going to be $6.29, it goes down to $6.20 and has stolen 9 cents for every dollar invested. Okay, 9 cents on $6 is a relatively small amount. However, the problem is when you look at the place, this place dividend probably should have been close to $1.19. Now, you take 9 cents off the $1.19, it comes down to $1.10. Now, that's roughly very close to a 10% tax on the place dividend. A 10% tax on the place dividend. And this happens in every race, every single day. So, even if we took it on average and said, okay, let's take the average of what the dividend should have been. So let's say it should have been $1.15. You take the 5 cents off, and guess what? It's a 33% of the profit. So instead of getting 15 cents for the dividend, you're only getting 10 cents, which is half of that profit margin there. So you're losing a third of the money you should have been paid in the divide on the tape. Okay, so we go to this one, it's amazing. Okay, paid $11.60. Even if it was supposed to be $11.69, it's a very minimal amount, right? All I'm telling you is you are getting robbed blind by everybody in order to pay that extra money into the government's coffers. So it's very interesting because in the 80s, you might remember that we got a Liberal Premier and it was Nick Greiner. And one of the reasons he got in, he promised to get rid of that. So in the first few days, he's gone back to Treasury and he's told everybody, okay, from now on, the dividends aren't going to be rounded down. We're going to make it a lot fairer for the punter. Anyway, a little bit later, the Treasury comes back and said to Nick Greiner, and I have this from witnesses who were there, and said to him, that's all very well, but where are we going to get the extra $75,000 per day we're making off the rounding down? Now, that was when business was much, much lower than it is today. These days, it's more likely that the government is stripping off up to $1 million per day just in the rounding down, stealing from you, the punter. Anyway, I'm going to go on and have a look at Caulfield now. So about the only way you can beat it is if you get the best of 3 totes for the place, and the difference might actually even out. But most of the bookies and that only pay best of 2 anyway. But it's a little bit of comeback. So we're going to start backwards this time because the best races tomorrow are actually in Morfettville. So Forget about race 9. You can see here we've got number 3 declared on top. It was a last start winner. As a matter of fact, I think I was on it. So it does look to be ahead of the others. Just have a look at that. Speed map should look very good. Let's see when we get in here. There's declared, just slightly off the pace. Should be able to go close to winning that. I haven't done any form at all so far, but naturally for those special private members, they'll get an update on Saturday. In race 8, that's the Group 1, that's the Goodwood. And here, once again, you see you don't need to adjust any of these prices because it's pure speed. You can see there where Giga Kick is a mile ahead, even though Giga Kick did run a 68.4 here at Randwick on the 19th of October last year. Before that was brilliant, but came back after 1 year, and it really wasn't at his best, but looked to be at its best in that particular run. But beaten 2.5 lengths when it came to Flemington. That was on the 9th of November. A much more prestigious race, and it's just how it worked out as it turned out. But at his best, could do this easily. I can click you on to see if there's a barrier trial. And the most recent barrier trial was on the September last year. So there have been no barrier trials for this horse to get ready for this. And that's the problem. Then you look past Giga Kick and you've got all these other horses. Shrimper ran second last. I think I was on it when it ran second. Amina was second last start, second. Not too many winners in this race. Watch me win. But this is all based on the fastest they can go. So you can see that basically it's a wide open event. In race 7, that would be the second leg. That's a Group 3. That's the Proud Miss Stakes. And once again, we can see that it's a fairly wide betting race here. Also over the 1200. Race 6, that's a Group 3 also. That's the Cummings Stakes. Once again, it's a wide open betting race. So there's a lot of work to do to see this. It looks like that Aaron Bay will probably be very close to favourite. And that no doubt would be based on his performance at Flemington over the 1800 here. That was on the 5th of November last year. And in 3 starts since, was only beaten a Nostril at Morfordville. And that was over 1600 last start on the 26th of April. So fit and in form, you would think it would be hard to beat. Okay, so just moving along, here's one of the others. Here's the Group 3. This time we've got Damn Hot Miss, which has been going damn hot, but that's been in the country. Avoca is not a decent race meeting. It's more been a picnic venue. At Wodonga over the 2050 at 67.7, it was a very, very fast time, I can tell you that. But they also ran a couple of other records that day. So the track may have been exceptionally fast, but that's how it works out at the moment. And going up in class from minus 10.5 to a minus 6. Okay. And we can see some other chances here. Where Let's Deal race last start. This is a race favourite. At Flemington, it's a much better option. It was second here, but it's coming back from the 2800 to the 25. Still should go okay because it's going to be out more or less leading. If we look at the speed map here, and we can see that, where are we? Here we go. And we're looking for Let's Deal, and it's sitting there right on the pace. So that would be the one to go for, I think. So that's it for today. I would like to say thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you want to get into business, you can get onto the Winform special membership to go and get the update videos on Saturday, and we've had some really good results from that. All right, thanks for calling.